Hey y'all, it's July the 1st, 2015. Tribulation is still going. Alright, over the past couple of days, um, I have the tendency to, just like you, show a whole spectrum of emotions. And I realized that my new series and basically the last series that I probably ever will do, if I get time, I might start something of a podcast just because I have uh, way more thoughts than can be revealed in 15 minutes. But that's if I get time. Anyways, I was thinking about it, and I view a lot of videos, and I put links to them at the bottom of these tribulation videos that you can see if you want to. The more you see them, the more you will go insane, the more you will go autistic, just like me. But I also view a number of other videos, sometimes accidentally, sometimes on purpose, that aren't so dire. All right. Um, and to be honest with you, people who know me, they they also know that I have also a pretty good sense of humor, and I realize that I don't really showcase this in my videos. Um, I do have the ability to be personable and less serious. And over the past couple of days, I thought, man, it's a shame. It's a shame that I don't showcase this in uh, in other videos. The thing is, man, is I really don't have time for it. I suppose. And like I said, we're running out of time here. Um, I just wanted to acknowledge that. I wish I could make all sorts of videos on all sorts of topics. I want to put out videos about uh, getting past diabetes, but here's the thing, man. If you can't take it upon yourself to get past diabetes, I could put 100 videos about what it is I do that might help you. It's not going to help you because there's more than enough information out there to overcome diabetes. All right, so that being said, what I'm trying to concentrate on is tribulation. And I noticed that my tribulation videos are getting a significant amount of views. People are interested in the fact that the world's coming to an end. I really can't blame them. And the thing is, a lot of these are going to be pretty serious, and I do have to stick with that and hammer that home. And there are times when I feel good, and there are times when I feel less serious. But every day I'm reminded of the fact that every single day is a test in and of itself. And if you're willing to, you're going to find people who are going through much worse tests and much worse situations than yourself. And you could take that and use that as encouragement to continue on a path that might not feel so good, that might be terrifying from time to time. I want to bring up 3 examples. Now, there's hundreds, thousands, millions of examples. You want to find them, it's easy to do it. All right, let me bring up 3 examples that are much, much worse than your situation, much worse than my situation, right quick. All right, Ross Ulbricht, the founder of the Silk Road, I think it's silkroad.com. Well, now he's in jail right now, and uh, you just have to view a few videos. I got a couple down there um, in the links below to realize that it's insane the way he's being persecuted. It's insane the way that he's in jail right now. It's as if, the logic behind it is like as if you took a gun manufacturer and you put him in jail. He manufactures guns. You say, hey, go into jail now, and the reasoning behind that is, well, some people might use those guns to do bad things. Yeah, that's true. The great majority of people are going to take the guns and do them for good things. All right, so none of that makes sense. Uh, the more you hear about the details of this case and the situation, the more and more preposterous it will get. that this man is in jail right now. And it's ridiculous. They're basically starving him, doing all sorts of cruel and unusual punishments to this man. For what? For bringing progress to the world, to expanding the progress of what you can find on the internet. All right, and I know there's a lot of so-called liberals who love the fact that he's in jail, and oh man, he created the forum for the black market. Wow, you're retarded. Wow. Uh, Try and finish this up in 15 minutes. So it's retarded. Just look into it. Next, I'm going to go into Jeff Bradstreet, Dr. Jeff Bradstreet. Now, like I said, I'm autistic. Um, my baby's autistic. I don't regret either one of those things. Here's the thing about it. As far as the spectrum of being autistic, I personally am very capable of assimilating into the world. I can speak verbally, like 5 to 10% of the thoughts that I actually have. I can communicate them. I can listen and communicate back to you that I understand. There's lots of things I could do. I mean, when it comes to autism, there's a very wide spectrum, and at the other end of the spectrum, you have people who are so frustrated that they have to slam their head against the walls. And you know what I'm saying? I'm not making this up. That when introduced to certain parts of the world, that they have no choice but to rock back and forth and just panic. They're in such a painful situation sometimes that they rock back and forth and slam their head against the walls, and kick and scratch, and all sorts of stuff. So although my autism seems to help me in a certain way, it certainly does not help the other end of the spectrum. All right, and depending on how long I live, I can't even dream of creating as much progress in the realm of helping autistic people as a Dr. Jeff Bradstreet. I mean, he's turned whole lives around. How many I can tell you, but a lot. All right. Now, coroners, because he just died recently, coroners are uh, deeming his death a suicide. Now, let me tell you something. You can look into the links below and do a little bit of research. Let me tell you something though. On common sense, my common sense reaction is if I'm going to commit suicide, all right, which I'm not. If I was going to commit suicide, all right, or you were going to commit suicide, the probably most last thing you would do is shoot yourself in the chest, all right, because you're almost guaranteeing, unless you're just a pinpoint accuracy, you know everything about how to shoot yourself in the chest and the heart, you're pretty much guaranteeing an extremely painful death, probably a slow one. All right. I realize that some people do want to commit suicide. Those people hardly ever, rarely ever would shoot themselves in the chest, just seeing how slow that process could be and painful and excruciating. So the idea that this doctor, who, from what I understand, didn't show any sort of signs of depression, was steady turning people's lives around all over the place, had a great loving family, probably would not shoot himself in the chest to commit suicide. All right, that doesn't make any sense. And then you have people deeming it a suicide somehow. Right? That doesn't. I mean, that's not fishy. All right. And here's another thing. They found his body in a river. All right, in North Carolina, Chimney Rock, North Carolina. Found it in a river. All right. If you're gonna commit suicide, imagine this. Here's a doctor turning around people's lives, has a loving family. He decides he's going to commit suicide. How's he going to do it? Shooting himself in the chest. And apparently, either he did it right on the bed of a river, like right on the dang shore of the river, so that he toppled over and fell into the dang river for some reason. Either that, or he shot himself in the chest, and it was such a slow, painful death that somehow he decided to stumble his way to a river, and somehow that's suicide. Oh my God, that's retarded. That's so unbelievably retarded. It's obvious that he got murdered. Why did he get murdered? I don't know. Maybe because he's linking up the fact that all these vaccines are causing autism. That the mercury in the vaccines might have a lot to do with autism. All right. Could that be a reason? I don't know. Maybe it's a reason that he committed suicide by shooting himself in the chest and then jumping himself into a river. All right. And then, all right, I'm running out of time, but Dr. Kent Hovind, you don't have to do much research to know that this man, a man of God, was put into jail for no reason, basically. For no reason. And he's been in there for what, like 8, 9 years. And the thing is, even if you are a statist and a retarded person, even so, even if you are and you want to put reason and logic behind this, which you don't have, even if he did commit this so-called crime, his term would be up by now. He would be out of jail even if he did commit that, and he's still in jail. It's amazing. He too has a very large, loving family that he cannot see properly for a crime that he did not commit, that he basically begged people to tell him what crime he committed, and they couldn't tell him, but they slapped him in jail anyways. And even if he did commit the crime, he would be out of jail by now, but he isn't. All right? This is crazy. These situations are way worse than my situation, so I have no choice but to continue to be very serious, to acknowledge the fact that there's a tribulation going on right now. And this is spoken of many times in the Bible, but just since I am a man of God, I do want to go ahead and read some verses. We're going to start on Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I am sending you like sheep in the midst of wolves, so be shrewd as serpents and simple as doves. But beware of people, for they will hand you over to courts and scourge you in their synagogues, and you will be led before governors and kings for my sake as a witness before them and pagans. When they hand you over, and here's the thing, man, in situations like this, you had no choice but to worry. You have no choice because you're at the tip of the spear of the fact that Christians, even if all these people aren't Christians, what they are doing is following the agenda of Christ. Because when you speak about freedom, when you speak about progress, when you speak about little children, when you speak about helping people, these are all synonyms for Jesus. Yahweh, Jeshua, whatever you want to call them, these are all synonyms. You're furthering this agenda and you will be persecuted. You will absolutely be persecuted in the world that we live in, even in America, which used to be the greatest country in the world. You will absolutely be persecuted. And so I have no doubt that my death is coming soon. There's no way. I mean, it's kind of like how Tupac said right before he was murdered. There's no way that I can exist in the world. The world can't afford it. The world can't afford to have me in this without me changing the world or the world changing me. It's not possible. So I have no delusions to think that my end is coming soon. But before it comes, know this. I'm going to speak out about this. If you go a little bit further, Matthew chapter 10, verse 26, persecute, courage under persecution. Therefore, do not be afraid of them. Nothing is concealed that will not be revealed, nor secret that will not be known. What I say to you in the darkness, speak in the light. What you will hear whispered, proclaim on the housetops, and do not be afraid of those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather, be afraid of the one who could destroy both soul and body in Gehenna. Are not 2 sparrows sold for small coin? Yet not one of them falls on the ground without the Father's knowledge. Even all the hairs on your head are counted. So do not be afraid. You are worth more than many sparrows. Everyone who acknowledges me before others, I will acknowledge before my heavenly Father. But whoever denies me before others, I will deny before my heavenly Father. And let me end it that way. I'm about to run out of time. The thing is, I'm not going to stop. I can't stop, won't stop. All right? This is July the 1st, 2015. And yeah, we're still in the tribulation. Things are getting real.